Hey guys, it's me, EODGamer here, and in this video, I want to teach you a money-making strategy that I'm doing right now in Path of Exile 2. The thing that I'm deploying in here is not crafting. I have a crafting guide on the channel as well, for those of you who are interested, is the strategy of arbitrage. What arbitrage is basically taking advantage of inefficient markets where people don't know, or perhaps stuff are mispriced and there is a game function in-game that we can make a lot of money from. So that is the things that I want to share, and the earlier you watch this video, if you're a subscriber, you happen to have a notification as well. This is very, very effective the earlier you watch it. So first things first, let's talk in terms of game sense, right? In terms of like in all these financial words, let's talk about it later. How do we make money? The key is understanding about essences. So essences, what is the value? Why do they even care about this at all? These are fundamentals in crafting where you can actually select certain items. Giving you an example, for example, a greater essence of flames. If you have an item in my inventory, for example, like this ring, if I have a magic item with grants 1 additional skill sword, 10% increased fire damage, by having a greater essence of flames, I kind of guarantee myself a fire resistance when it turns into a rare. So it's very useful when you are crafting and finding like godlike gear, and endgame players will want to use this a little bit more, and it's really very valuable. So out of all of them, of course, you have many different essences. Each of them have different prices. One important thing to know is some are cheaper than others. For example, essence of body goes for 1:5.5, whereas the more valuable one, for example, essence of torment, it only goes for 1:0.5. So some are 11 times cheaper than others, and that is a crazy, crazy amount. So one important thing that you need to know, and this is where the arbitrage comes in, because you're looking at the prices of each and every single one of them, and then you're determining which is the one that is mispriced. But that's not all. I have a second part for you. So what is the key here is when you dump 3 essences of body into the reforging bench, you will actually get a random essence back. As you can see, I've been crafting non-stop. I've spent like over 2 divines on this so far as well. This is one of my other rotations that I'm doing right now. I've spent about 78 in total of Exalted Orbs. I'll teach you more in a bit, but you get back random ones in a return. So once you put all of this together, you will actually get certain ones that are much more valuable when you use a cheap one. For example, I'm using body now because it's the cheapest based on market pricing. And the second thing that you need to know is greater essences can be obtained when you reforge basic essences. So you can see a list here of all the greater essences, and some of them, like greater essence of haste, is going at 1:76. You hit this, you basically pop off a divine from whatever you're crunching down. For those of you who are wondering the percentages, I have crafted it myself. You can see I crafted 3 essence of bodies, and we got a greater essence of torment, which currently is going for around roughly, I think it's about 50 from what I remember. Yeah, 1:50 currently greater essence of torment. So my run is immediately profitable already, and I have tons of leftover and other good stuff that I gotten. So how does this work? Let me just show you real quick. Let's just take this out. If you put in these 3 essences of particular body, you reforge it, you get it could be an essence of body, you can get it back as well. You can reforge, and now you see it's electricity. I just keep reforging, just pressing buttons. It's very easy to do. So you just click enhancement here, because all the math is done. I'll show you a spreadsheet as well, how I calculated everything. So the chance of actually proccing the greater essence is very, very low. I think the odds are like somewhere between like 1%. As I'm doing it, every time I press like 100 crafts, I only get like 1. So as you can see, just keep pressing. You are just trusting the maths that you're doing, and you're just clicking buttons, and that's basically the entirety of like what the farming strategy looks like. So you hope for getting greater essences, but you price it in that the probability is very low. And I'll show you how to do it. Let me just show you a little bit more as you click buttons, basically what it's like. It'll be nice if they pop out a greater essence. Oh, exactly. But the chances of it hitting is very, very low. So as you can see, just in this rotation, I have 2 greater essences. So in roughly, I have been doing, how many did I do since the start of this video? Like 20, 30. But in reality, the probability is closer to like 1% in terms of number of hits that you do. So I will just finish it for the sake of the video, and then I will show you the math that is done on a very, very beautiful spreadsheet of turning all of this, how the maths work behind all of this, and whether you know it's actually a profitable strategy. Because as some of you sharper ones might realize, this strategy falls apart, especially when the cheapest one is no longer that cheap. That's why I said for those of you who are subscribed, you're watching this video earlier, you likely can take advantage of this knowledge much quicker than people that are like recommended on YouTube browse or something like that. It's just like good information for them at that point. So as you can see, we crafted a lot of these other ones, a lot of random ones. We got rid of a lot of essence of body, but more importantly, we got 2 greater essences of torment and sorcery. Now the math is actually done on this spreadsheet right here that I'm going to share with you. This is my math that I have over here. So taking all that numbers, now for those of you maths fanatics as well, I like to give something for you. And this is where my calculation is to see whether it's actually profitable. So what I look at is all the different prices of the different essences over here. Each of them are priced certainly. I just put them in this spreadsheet over here to calculate what is the price per exalted they are. And basically, I have this formula that just calculates what is the minimum of them, the minimum price currently at the market prices, which is Essence of Flames. Previously, I did body, which is really, really close. You can see it's like 0.18, 0.20. You need to multiply that by 3 because you need 3 of the minimum essence to craft. So I'm spending about half an exalted per time I press that reroll button. And each of them have a certain probability as well. So I put my probability here of each of them. This takes into account, of course, the chance, the 1% chance of getting a greater essence of time, greater essence of something. And each of the prices of the expensive ones, as you can see, are here. Sorcery, which we just got, is like 30. Torment's like 51. So I put all of them with a certain probability and stuff. For any of you who like don't care too much about math, this is just for the math fanatics out there or people who are more interested in the numbers. For those of you who don't really care about it, basically what this just tells me is what is the expected return that I'm supposed to be making each time I press the button, which will give me a sum total here. I just do the math and sum it up. I can simply just update these numbers based on current market time to see exactly what I'm making. So each time I press the button, my expected return based on the probability numbers is actually more than I'm spending currently. So as you can see here, my P&L, profit and loss, I'm making a third of an exalted every time I press the button. So if I press it 100 times, I actually make 30 exalted. So the more the merrier based on the math. When this starts to break down, and I want to give a huge caveat as well, is when prices, let's say I keep buying, right? And this is bulk prices. I'm not buying like one at a time, so I take the minimum. I'm calculating based on if I buy 30 exalted worth. So I want to buy like 150 of those particular ones. So I take bulk pricing. So it tends to be a little bit more favorable because if you are pricing it if you're buying like 10, it's a lot cheaper than buying 30 because you have to eat through the entire queue. Over here, let's say it gets really shitty. Like you start buying the Essence of Flames out a lot, and now the queue is like 1:5. And then, for example, you buy up all of these as well. You buy all the cheapest ones, and now everything looks like really shitty pricing. So you can see everything going up. And because you are the one that's buying everything up, and now you see the prices of the aggregated essence doesn't move. Once these numbers change, it actually shows me that the P&L is negative right now. So this strategy does not work for arbitrage, and I won't be doing it as well. So based on numbers, based on the math, it's very, very accurate. And what some of you might be wondering, EOD, but your probability of like greater essence might not be true. What happens if I'm super unlucky, I get 0%? Then fine, we can just turn it down to 0% over here. Let me just undo all the amendments that I did. So I just changed this to like 0% real quick, or like none at all. So I just like remove this. And now you can see none of it is factored in, yet I'm still making an average of 0.06 per time I press the button based on the equal distribution weight on all of these essences that I can get every time I press the button. So in general, I still make money until, of course, the thing pumps up. If, let's say, I no longer get, an Essence of Flames was like cheaper. So it's like, I make like slightly more because this one I forgot to control Z. But if, let's say, everything starts pumping to 0.3, and then this one goes up to 0.3, 0.3, 0.3, 0.3, and so on and so forth, you can start to see that then I won't do it. It makes no sense, which is why it's an arbitrage strategy, how you make money. Even if you don't get lucky and get the greater essence of time, you still make money. And if you found this video helpful, we do a lot of other trading tips like this one to make money in Path of Exile 2. You can check out on the channel, and we also have more. I'll be distributing this spreadsheet as well for any of you members of the channel who are like joining as a member. Let me know in the member section if you want it. I can email this sheet to you as well for you to use. It's a lot of work for me, but it's my profession. I enjoy doing it. And thank you guys so much for watching. Check out these 2 other videos where I teach you how to make more money from other sources in the game as well. My job is to actually figure out trading strategies on this channel. And thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next video.